Hey guys, how you going? Hope you're all having a fantastic evening. Tonight I'm doing a review of a drama from the UK. Initially I thought this was an American film because it's set in America and it's got American accents, but I have been told it is in fact British. So it was released in the year 2009, directed by Dominic Murphy, and this film is called White Lightning. And the story to White Lightning is as follows. In a battered trailer deep in the Appalachian Mountains of West Virginia, sorry if I completely ruined that name, where every man owns a gun and a moonshine still, abides living legend Jesco White, the dancing outlaw. As a boy, little Jesco was in and out of reform school and the insane asylum for taking drugs, stealing lighter fluid, and his wild behaviour. To keep him out of trouble, his daddy D-Ray taught him the art of mountain dancing, a frenzied version of tap dancing to wild country banjo music. After his daddy's murder at the hands of a pair of drunken rednecks, the crazy but charismatic Jesco puts on his daddy's shoes and danced his way around the country bars. It was here that he met the love of his life, Scylla, who happened to be twice his age and half his height. The odd couple tried to settle down, but tortured by the thought of his daddy's killers still at large, Jesco's demons resurface. This is his story. So this movie is not so much an accurate portrayal of Jesco White's life, who is a living legend, apparently in the United States of America. I have been told that there are elements to the film that aren't quite true, so it's not so much a biography, but it is set around the living legend that is Jesco White. So Jesco White, from a very early age, about 8 years old, he became a drug addict. He was sniffing lighter fluid, getting high, and he even dabbled in heroin as well. So he was a drug addict from very young. He was very wild, and he was in and out of reform schools. So his parents had no idea what to do because obviously the law wasn't scaring him straight. So his daddy D-Ray, who was the most well-known mountain dancer in the area. Now, mountain dancing is a frenzied version of tap dancing to wild country banjo music. Now, his daddy D-Ray had been very, very famous, and he's considered the best ever. So, in an effort to save his child, he decides that he's going to teach Jesco how to do mountain dancing. So, Jesco learns this, and as a result, he becomes talented at something. So, he feels that he's living for something. But this still doesn't keep him out of trouble. And eventually, when Jesco is a little bit older, he gets put into an insane asylum. And he's in and out of this asylum. Once again, the punishment is not really scaring him straight. But one day, when he's released from the insane asylum, he realizes that his father, D-Ray, has been murdered by two drunken rednecks. Now, obviously, Jesco is heartbroken, but he's not really letting his emotions out. He's bottling them in. And this is really what's going to ultimately, create a monster. So he has bottled this in, and as a result, he wants to honor his father's memory. To do this, he takes his daddy's tap dancing shoes, and he's going to basically dance in them, and he's going to do what his father did. He's going to tour this area of the United States. So he is becoming quite popular, and he's making a name for himself, and this is where he meets his wife, Scylla. Now, Scylla is played by Carrie Fisher. She is a very quiet, much older person. It's a very odd couple, but she seems to be leveling Jesco White down a little bit, just calming him down, and his demons aren't quite resurfacing so rapidly. But obviously, the torture of his father's murder, the two rednecks responsible have not been punished, so he is really finding it hard to fight his demons, and eventually that all boils over, and the lives of these rednecks are in great danger as Jesco's sanity is starting to crumble around him, which is not only putting the lives of the rednecks in danger, but the lives of those around him as well, because he's got very, very destructive behaviour. So that's all I'm going to give you on the synopsis. If you want to know more, please go out there and see this film for yourself. Now my thoughts on this movie. Absolutely incredible film, one of the best movies I have seen in a very long time. I watched this quite a while ago, and I still remember it like I watched it a few hours ago. Absolutely incredible stuff. I thought the fact that this was a UK film, it was going to struggle portraying an American authentic life, because a lot of movies have tried that in the past, but fail so miserably because they just don't quite understand the environment that they're trying to portray. But this movie, they absolutely nailed it. I thought it was a great depiction of West Virginia sort of banjo hillbilly life. Now, personally, I think that these kinds of people that the movie portrays are the most interesting in America. I actually think that for an outsider, being Australian, I reckon that the most fascinating people come from the mountains of West Virginia, just that kind of hillbilly lifestyle that everybody seems to make fun of, but I actually feel that it's a fascinating lifestyle, and to me, it's my favourite sort of American, the banjo playing, wild sort of people. So this movie I actually thought I was going to enjoy, but I just didn't know I'd enjoy it just as much. Now, it's a very artistic film. It's not really an art house movie, but it has a lot of artistic quality to it. It's got a lot of soundtrack. The soundtrack plays a big part in it. Now, obviously, a tap dancer has got to be a lot of banjo music, and that really does. It's a theme to the movie. It basically, banjo music, it symbolizes this area of the United States, and it symbolizes where Jesco is from. So it plays such a huge role, and that really created such a strong response from me, in that, the music does play a character in itself, and it's so dominant throughout the entire piece. Now, you go from upbeat banjo music at the start, but as Jesco's mental health is deteriorating, it starts to go down a little bit of a satanic soundtrack where you've got loud screeches, just very distorted sort of mumbling, and it's just really, really spooky. And then you've got the preaching of, religion, and that's a strong theme to the film as well, religion, because Jesco, his parents were religious, the reform schools were religious, so there's a strong Jesus element to it. But then, as his insanity, his sanity is starting to crumble, he starts to believe that the devil is running through his blood. So it is really someone who is struggling to keep their sanity, because all around them, it's the lifestyle that Jesco was brought up in, and it really tells you that, lifestyle and environments can really damage you as a person. So I actually felt that although this is not a totally accurate portrayal of Jesco White, still, the character in the movie was one of the most fascinating characters I've ever seen. He was so unstable, he was so unpredictable. At one minute he was funny, the next minute he does something absolutely shocking, which really kept a level of unpredictable about the whole movie, which kept suspense in it. Very subtle suspense, but done very well. And there's so many genres that you can say this movie is. Drama, you can say it's an art house, you can say it's a comedy because there are some very funny things that happen, and you can also say that it's a horror because the end of the movie is quite horrific, and it's something that I was not expecting. The acting, Edward Hogg, who played Jesco White, one of the best performances I've seen. I thought very authentic, and he helped contribute to such an amazing character. Carrie Fisher as Scylla, she did a very good role, very subdued. It's pretty much everybody took a backseat, and Edward Hogg stole the show, which he should have, because it is about Jesco White. But the supporting cast did a fantastic job as well. And this guy, as I said, one of the most fascinating people on the planet, I have to say, and it actually made me want to go and know more about Jesco White. And if a film does that, then I feel that a film has done its job. So the ending, as I said, it's just really, really shocking, but at the same time, it doesn't go over the top. Nothing is excessive. So it will shock you, though, because, it is quite hard to watch. So I thought it was just a superb way of finishing what was an absolutely superb film. So I'm giving this 5 stars. It's a flawless movie. I really couldn't find anything to really find negative. It is done in black and white, so that helps contribute a very dirty feeling, and it's a dirty feeling that the director wanted, and I actually felt that it kind of puts you in the shoes of Jesco White, and when he's going down this path of insanity, you're going along with it, because the mood to the film changes from being a quirky, upbeat movie to a really, really, really uncomfortable sort of, man losing his mind feel. And I actually felt that the black and white approach with a little bit of colouring helped really portray that artistic feeling that the director wanted. So this is an absolutely brilliant film. It's a masterpiece, and I am saying to everybody, go out there and see it, and you will not be sorry, because this is an absolutely fantastic movie with some of the best character development that you'll ever see. So go out there and see it right now. 5 stars for White Lightning. Alright guys, that's my review. I hope you enjoyed it. Till next time, keep watching movies, and I'll see you later. Bye.